James Corden, arsehole. He's always been a spunk trumpet. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I pointed out on numerous occasions previously James Corden, arsehole's narcissism. I provided the evidence that demonstrates this. There are some that subscribe to the view that his behaviours, which have been described by people who have met him, people who have worked with him, the infamous incident with the omelette in Balthazar restaurant in New York, etc., all point to the fact that he got too big for his boots when he found success in the United States. Now, it is the case that some people's behaviour will alter as a consequence of the application of money and fame and basically people kowtowing to you. Those are external stresses, suddenly having significant wealth, a form of power, and the fact that a lot of people know who you are. It can cause somebody's emotional empathy, where they have it, to be reduced so that their narcissistic traits of pride and vanity and argumentativeness come to the fore, and in short, they start to behave like a dickhead. But that individual is capable of redemption, because bring the external stresses under control, then their emotional empathy floods back, the empathic traits return to their pre-arsehole status, and often, with the coming of maturity and experience, an individual will say, yes, I went through a phase where I turned into a bit of a knobhead as a consequence of the new world that I found myself in. Thus, there are people who become arseholes as a consequence of those external stresses of money, of fame, of having people run around after you. Some people think that was applicable to James Corden, arsehole, when he made it big in the United States as a consequence of a significant salary, and that he was on a prominent television program and became better known. It isn't the case. He's always been a narcissist. He's always been a spunk trumpet. And I'm going to provide to you now some footage that has been unearthed showing a young James Corden, arsehole, when he appeared in a sort of showbiz entertainment role on a program called Good Morning. Now, aspects of this, of course, are done for purposes of humour, but the spunk trumpetness still shines through in relation to this particular narcissist. Have a watch of this.
He does actually get a lot of time to go to parties, unlike myself. Showbiz bashes. Now, I went to my first showbiz party a couple of weeks ago. Went with the film crew. Let's have a look. So that's a pretty cute dress you're wearing there.
Oh, why, thank you.
So are you doing anything later? No? Right. Cool. Another one bites the dust. Right, I'm here at one of the top showbiz parties in London, and apparently all the top celebs are here. It's a fashion awards, and I hope I'm pretty in with the dress code here. My nan knitted this especially for the occasion, so I think I should be pretty in. So I'm just going to go and see how it goes. Cheers. Of all the people to bump into, my first ever showbiz party is Ollie. Ollie, do you do this all the time?
Every night of the week, yes.
So is this the type of place you'd come to pick up any ideas on fashion?
Yeah, it's a great place to people watch. I mean, look at this. Oh! That looks amazing.
But she's not wearing black.
No, I know, but she's looking really good. I think she's a hit, actually.
I'm having a really great time, but I haven't seen any celebrities yet, which is obviously a bit disappointing. But there's some absolutely mad people here. I rest my case. Hi, I'm James. I just wanted to say I'm very impressed with your attire. Is this the sort of in thing at the moment, is it?
Well, I don't know about the in thing, but it's what I like.
What you're comfortable in?
Absolutely, and it's a Sunday, and I feel comfortable in it, so it's me.
What are your tips for what's in for the next?
Well, I love the way you're dressed, actually.
Well, I hate to say it, but yeah, my grandma knits this. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
My tips are, everyone should just be themselves, but if we are going to pin it down to looks, I'd say, hipster trousers are really in, showing your tummy, ankle chains, big tip, ankle chains, second hand, always, get around to flea markets, check it all out, it's there, just express yourself.
Hi, Nan. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm in really safe hands here. No, I won't be home late at all. The waistcoat, it was a real hit. I think it might even be up for an award next year. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I love you too. Okay, bye.
It's a bit of a shame that not many celebrities turn up.
Well, they get invited to these things all the time. I mean, really, I know of 3 parties going on that night alone.
Yeah.
So, and for them to turn up all the time is not such... And I wasn't that disappointed.
There's lots of interesting people there.
And I also took down a very interesting young lady's phone number, which is obviously very nice.
Is that the one in the particularly see-through little item?
No. Unfortunately. But no, I mean, it went very well. So I had a really great time. It really was very nice. And there were some really mad people there, which was great. I mean,
thanks for coming in, James.
No worries. Thanks very much.
There you have James Corden, arsehole, as a showbiz reporter on Good Morning. One thing that should strike you straight away is how different he sounds. Yes, he's younger, but he's actually better spoken in this piece of footage than he is these days. And that goes to his background. Nothing wrong with being well spoken. But what it does show is that, to my mind, James Corden, arsehole, has had some voice coaching to alter the way that he speaks to try to make himself more relatable, that he has adopted a more sort of laddish tone, a little bit mockney in the way that he speaks, rather than the relatively well-spoken tones you hear in that piece of footage. His voice has been altered, which demonstrates the chameleon nature of the narcissist in an attempt to fit in, to make him more relatable to individuals, to make him seem less privileged. Thus, there is an attempt driven by his narcissism to control more people by making him seem more relatable. You'll notice the vacuous nature of the questions that are being asked. Yes, it's showbiz. Yes, that tends to be throwaway and fluffy. But nevertheless, it demonstrates the way that he is always mugging to camera because he wants it to be about him. He comes across as a cocky little shit, which, of course, is what he is, that he believes that he's brilliant. And you can tell in that early footage that he thinks that the world revolves about him. There are the numerous attempts at humour. I didn't crack a smile once, but then I wouldn't, because I find him to be a completely pathetic individual. But these attempts at humour in relation to the waistcoat from his nan and the call to his nan, you can just tell that that was all written by him as part of his piece, and that he thought that was hilarious and really amusing, when in actual fact it wasn't. Once again, demonstrating his narcissism and the delusion of believing that he is an hilarious individual, you can see from an early stage how much of a spunk trumpet he actually was. It also demonstrates that with regard to Gavin and Stacey, the real strength in the writing came from Ruth Jones and not Corden, arsehole. Entertainingly, you'll see that not many celebs turned up, and I didn't recognise anybody that he was talking to in what looked like what he described as mad people, and others might describe as just people enjoying themselves or something of a freak show. But the fact that not many celebs turned up is naturally going to threaten his innate need for control, because even though he is just this unknown showbiz reporter at this juncture, his narcissism tells him that he's important and therefore more people ought to be there. So that's a clear disappointment, not just in terms of having people to interview, but also because it doesn't make him look good. And he attempts to explain that away by saying, hey, look, they get invited to these things all the time, and there were other parties going on, i.e. it wasn't my fault that the celebs weren't there. It wasn't my fault that I chose an event which actually didn't really have many celebs perhaps invited in the first place, or who were minded to go because it looked rather dire. You'll also notice, of course, that he has to throw in the fact that he obtained the phone number of a young lady, demonstrating to the world that, of course, he is irresistible and delicious, and what any right-minded woman would want to do would be to obtain this chubby arsehole's telephone number. Naturally, he has to proclaim that it went well. A common cry of the narcissist, even when he's admitted that actually not many celebs turned up, and it was actually quite a boring piece of footage, as it showed the arsehole just wandering around talking to people who we had no idea who they were, that didn't inform us of anything in a meaningful fashion. But of course, it went well. Thus, you can see that the suggestion that fame had gone to his head, that that's what made him turn into an arsehole, isn't actually correct. He's always been one. And this footage just confirms that he's always been a spunk trumpet of a narcissist. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for watching.